ActionAid Nigeria has called for the mobilization of financial and accountability resources to drive inclusive economic growth in the country. This call was made during the National Stakeholders Dialogue on Financing for Development, organized to strengthen Nigeria's capacity to close its financing gaps. The event also aimed to promote both domestic reforms and global advocacy efforts for equitable, inclusive, and sustainable development outcomes.
Let us be clear, this is not merely a financial crisis, it is a crisis of justice globally. How can we speak of progress when over 70% of our revenue goes to debt servicing, when over 129 million Nigerians are living in multi-dimensional poverty, is even above that as a 2022 NBS report, when our youth, full of potentials, are jobless or unemployed, when our tax to GDP remain among the lowest in the continent, even as $18 billion is lost annually through illicit financial flows. These are not abstract figures. These are the fault lines of inequality, injustice, and systemic failure. The upcoming conference in Seville presents a vital opportunity. One, we must seize to advocate for reforms that center domestic resources mobilization, financial accountability, and inclusive economic growth.
What have we done as part of our contribution to this dialogue and in anticipation of Nigeria's participation at the 4th Financing Conference for Development that is going to hold in Spain? I'm pleased to announce that NIT is set to release 2 strategic policy briefs in the coming weeks. Both briefs are designed to support stakeholders, policymakers, legislators, development partners, the civil society with data-driven tools to strengthen Nigeria's domestic financing argument. Nigeria should demand direct and accessible climate financing for countries like us, where communities are bearing the brunt of extractive activities and environmental degradation. Yet these host communities receive very small share of climate funding around the world. We must also support reform of international financial institutions like the IMF, the World Bank, OECD, ensuring African voices are heard on matters of taxation, debt sustainability, and public finance management reforms. And finally, our delegates need to promote EITI's global resource mobilization agenda. As one of the leading implementing countries of the EITI, Nigeria must canvass international support for deepening EITI's global role in contract transparency, energy transition tracking, and digital disclosures to enhance revenue mobilization. The ideas, proposals, and strategies that emerge from today's deliberation will help to shape constructive engagement of policymakers, strengthen our advocacy at the international level, and engage our policy advisory role to government.
From the perspective of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, financing frameworks must do more than stimulate economic growth. They must translate into tangible improvements in the lives of women, children, and families, particularly those at the margins of society. Inadequate investment in gender-responsive and family-centered programs has often resulted in mixed opportunities to unlock the full potential of half of the population. As such, without a deliberate gender perspective, the Sustainable Development Goals will remain unrealized, mere aspirations on paper. The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs has prioritized strategic interventions under the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, supporting women agro-processors, enhancing clean energy, access for vulnerable households, and expanding inclusive social protection through the renewed hope social impact programs. These interventions reaffirm that investing in women and families is not charity, it is smart economics. We must advocate for increased financing for gender-responsive budgeting, early childhood care, family mental health, community-based care services, and women-led entrepreneurship. Such investments foster inclusive growth and strengthen national resilience.